Hello, namaste everyone. I hope you guys are doing great. Welcome back to my channel, and today's video is for Mercury's transit in the sign of Virgo, right opposite to the retrograde Saturn. So let's discuss what this exalted Mercury will give us the results by being in the opposition of a retrograde Saturn. Okay, so before we get started, please subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that you get regular updates. For your readings, you can check out the link in the description box, www.anmollastrology.com. Under the reading and unique reading section, you can book a personal reading for yourself. You can also sign up for online course under the courses section. Okay, and also for maybe, I don't know about the future, because I decided not to take one-on-one sessions anymore. But if you are keen to study by one-on-one sessions only, you can request the details and the schedule from me if you are interested in that. Okay, so let's get started with an exalted Mercury transit, which has happened on 15th of September 2025 and is there till 3rd of October 2025. Now, before we move ahead, we need to understand what is the meaning of an exalted Mercury. Mercury is exalted in the sign of Virgo. So let's understand what is Mercury, what is the sign of Virgo. Virgo is the natural 6th house. This is one of the Dushtana houses. This is one of the houses which is considered as bad and conflicted, because this house basically rules the obstacles, the conflicts, arguments, the legal matters that you have in your life. And Mercury here is exalted because this is a very, very logical sign. This is a precise sign. So 6th house is the house of our nutrition. It is the house of our debts, workplace, work environment, our colleagues, our pets, nutrition, health, and it is basically the house of barter system, where you exchange something. You get something, and in return, you have to provide something. This is the house of your service. The reason why this is ruled by Mercury and that Mercury is exalted here, that is because this is the sign where Mercury is occupied in the activities Mercury loves to be, conducting. Like Mercury is the planet of communication. It's the planet of your efforts. It's the planet of calculations, the one to do with numbers, communications, exchanges, making deals, making that barter system, and also to have Mercury is one of the planets which is actually just the foremost planet to create debates, to create arguments, to prove one's point. This is a planet which is about your curiosity, about your adaptability, about the negative traits that you have within yourself, as in like the trait of revenge, the trait of vengeance, the trait of jealousy. All of that is Mercury. So when Mercury goes into the 6th house, it deals with all these matters, what the 6th house is about. And Mercury loves to deal with the drama. Mercury loves to deal with calculations and the exchanges of money and anything of that sort. Mercury wants to be at service. Mercury is the planet, I call it, that if Mercury is sitting with a younger person, he will start acting like a younger person. If Mercury is sitting with the elder person, it will start acting like an elder person. That is how adaptable and flexible it is. And in the sign of Virgo, it is precise. It is able to evaluate or criticize the circumstances, the present circumstances, and bring out the best result possible due to, by using one's intelligence. Because Mercury is the planet of your intelligence, your cleverness, and your mind. This is this is the planet which rules your brain, like not brain typically, but your decision making, your decisions. So in Virgo, this Mercury gets that direction, that precision to take a decision. This is not a confused Mercury anymore. Mercury is one of the planets which can create instability, because this planet sometimes confuses a person. Mercury gives you so many talents all at once, so much curiosity to learn everything, that you never settle on one thing. So when it is in Virgo, in a practical sign, in a earth sign, it stabilizes itself. It has its direction. It knows, where should I lead forward? Where should my service go? Where should my expertise go? Right? So the unstable factor of Mercury, the wastage of time of Mercury is not what happens in the sign of Virgo. Then when Mercury, a planet of calculation, analytical calculation, and analytical behavior as well, when it comes into the sixth house or the sign of Virgo, it helps you deal with your obstacles. This is not a person, or Mercury coming into the sign of Virgo does not show that you're going to linger on your problems. You're going to just ignore your obstacles and pile them up. It is about dealing and solving the matters that are in front of you. It's not ignorant. It's rather very, very careful. So, since this is happening in the transit, what will happen is that Mercury will now give us the ability to have an analytical approach, a balanced approach towards our conflicts and whatever is creating obstacle in our lives, and then to deal them with utmost intelligent calculations and weighing the pros and cons. So it's a better scenario to get done with all the problems that have lingered on for a longer period of time, and now to get done with them, now to move forward. Now, what a retrograde Saturn is going to do here? Saturn, when retrograde, right, comes closer to the Earth. Now, nobody talks about what is its aspect going to do. So when a planet is retrograde, its aspect do not shift. It doesn't mean that you are going to treat that Saturn to go in the previous house and then count your aspects from there. No, it means that Saturn is there, it is retrograde, and the effect of its the effect of its aspects have doubled themselves. So if Saturn is, targeting or aspecting the seventh from itself on the sign of Virgo, any planet that passes from the sign of Virgo is going to experience the massive effect of Saturn's seventh aspect. And the good part is the seventh aspect of Saturn is always supportive. It is always good. It is always supportive in a way that a person finds their intelligence, their emotional intelligence, their conscious intelligence, they find it there. So Saturn is being supportive there. That means that with this Mercury and Saturn opposition in the 6 and 12 axis, this means that you are going to seek balance with the support of your intuition. Your subconscious and conscious minds are now going to align, and you're going to start getting done with your disputes or any money exchanges that you have had, which have been lingered on since a long time or have been stuck somewhere for a long period of time. So whenever Saturn and Mercury are in opposition, both are very, very practical planets, and both of them actually I know this is something unbelievable about Saturn, but because, Saturn also lets you adapt with the situation to some extent, especially when it is a retrograde Saturn. Both of these planets are practical, logical. Both of these planets are service oriented. So this means that you are going to be occupied in the areas wherever the sign of Virgo and the sign of Pisces is from 15th to 3rd of October. But in what perspective? In the perspective that you are going to be occupied in both these areas with your conscious and your subconscious mind, like making logical decisions backed by your intuitions, getting support from those areas, and dealing with the conflicted matters within that area to bring about management, organization, and further good events, to bring about growth in those two areas. Okay, so let's learn about this according to the ascendants. Remember, always check these predictions, whatever told, first from your ascendant zodiac sign, your rising sign, and of the natal chart, of course, and then your moon sign. Because I have been, looking at the comments. Sometimes people ask, is this a sun sign, or is this a moon sign, or is this an ascendant sign? And I've been, I think, constantly telling that first check for the ascendant, then check for the moon sign. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, we are going to study the Muhurta chart. So the Muhurat chart of this particular, transit is actually the sign of Scorpio. I think this is too much light. The yellow light is doing way better than white. Okay, so the sign of Scorpio, right? Now, Virgo is 11th from it, Saturn opposite to it, Mars one step ahead in the another house. This basically is showing that this time is about transformations. These almost 18 days are about transformation and understanding how things are to be done on a large scale or a larger level. This is actually now finally, since Mercury has moved from the energy of Ketu, now it has moved away to the sign of Virgo. That means now no more just speaking without any solid action, a solid, foundation, solid action, right? Now it's all about you being more observant and trying to express in a manner which is useful for the others and for the person as well. This time is about personal transformations and especially career or professional transformations. This Mercury has now gone away from the confusing stage and now is coming to clarity, because the sign of Virgo represents clarity. But this clarity comes once you go through all those, negative things, all those conflicting energies, and then you get out of it and you understand what is required in the moment, what should be done in the moment. So because we have Mercury in the 11th house, this is definitely a timeline where people are going to indulge themselves with companies, with large organizations, and working towards huge futuristic visions. And again, some technical changes is on the line. All the predictions that I made for September and October are just aligning me towards technological changes. People are going to introduce technology, technical changes, and technical innovations actually into their lives. Everyone will be keen on learning, on researching, but definitely there can be a lot of ups and downs and transformations in jobs scenarios. Job security is something which you would want to create. Either it's creation of job security or it is detachment from the job scenario. But definitely this is a time, not like it is a time of action oriented, right? Because Mars is ahead of Mercury, but this is not an impulsive action. This is pre-planned, totally planned, totally precise action that everyone is going to follow. And they also will be able to get the support of the karma that you guys have been through, you guys have understood by Saturn retrograde. Since Saturn was retrograde opposite to this house in the sign of Pisces, it has already given you the karma related to your imagination, your la la land stuff, you know, your your unconscious, like your subconsciousness, where you somehow are more present in your imagination, in your subconscious, but less about the logicalness. Now the lesson has been learned. Now this lesson is going to be used into this organizing of one's decisions, one's actions, and especially it is associated with friendships, social circles, and the circle that you involve yourself into your work. So, significant changes in the work scenario, job scenario. Okay, so that's what we see. We see transformation with this particular Mercury coming exalted in the sign of Virgo. Okay, now let's discuss for the sign of Scorpio. For Scorpio individuals, Mercury is transiting the 11th house, whereas Saturn is in the 5th house. Mercury is the lord of the 11th itself and the 8th house. So, of course, there's going to be a significant change that you're going to experience with your work. You're going to plan, you're going to connect with a lot of people by the way of communication or just holding up meetings with people so as to start something new or so as to discuss your plans. Oh, I wanted to take my chair ahead, but I accidentally just moved it down. I hope my frame is all right. Yeah. So, this Mercury coming into the 11th house is like that there are a lot of connections that you're going to make professionally, which are going to help you with your career. Right now, I do feel that Scorpio individuals are struggling, or this is a very transformative time that you guys are going through in respect of your personal life and your career life. Somehow, somewhere, there's either the detachment that is being caused within your career, or it's just that you're not you're just needing the need to change something in respect of your career. So for making that change happen, you're going to act upon, you're going to plan something, and you're going to act upon on it. And since the lord of the third and the fourth house is aspecting this Mercury from the fifth house, this Saturn is going to be supportive. And the support comes through your efforts, through your skills, and through your knowledge. You're going to bring about all of this into your expertise, your skills, your communication, and build something good out of it. Definitely, this is not the best time, I would say, for the relationship. Relationships are on the back end, and rather professional gains, professional, growth is something that you're going to concentrate more on during this month. Next, we have the sign of Sagittarius. Mercury is in the 10th house. There can be a significant change to coming about in regards of your career. But this Mercury is exalted there. That means that this change is going to bring growth along with it. Mercury is the lord of your 7th and your 10th lords. And even you have Jupiter and Moon transiting in the 7th house at the same time, making the Gaj Kesari Yoga. That means there's a good association with other people. This talks for you do are going to have complications with your relationships, with your personal relationships. Although your mind is going to go too much towards the relationships, but your spouse or your partner can be too critical of you during this. And they can act very authoritative and cunning as well. But at the same time, on the professional front, I feel this calls for fame. This calls for expansion, and also some association with partnership work as well. This time can bring about changes within your career with support by your efforts, with social media as well. Because right now you have Rahu in the third, retrograde Saturn in the fourth. Saturn is the lord of the second and the third, coming into the fourth house. That means that your money is going to be generated from home or home related stuff. And technology is also going to be a part of it. So there is support from the family, there is support from your siblings, and even from social media. And then you're going to pursue ahead with your skills and with multimedia, with you presenting yourself with your knowledge and your skills out there in your career. So your career, if even if it changes, even if it experiences a drastic change, that change is going to be about you trying something new, you trying your curiosities, something that you have planned, you have thought of, that this is something I need to do. You are now going to take that into action. Okay. Now, next we have, and yes, your money and your income sources are going to come from partnership, business, and getting connected with social media. Now, next we have the sign of Capricorn. For Capricorn individuals, Mercury is transiting the ninth house. Whenever Mercury transits this ninth house, a person tends to confuse themselves through their belief, through their morality, and through their belief in their religion. So you would want to search more and more answers to be sure of what you are believing. Is it correct? Then, right opposite to it, we have Saturn from the third house, which is triggering fears within you, within your mind. If you have Moon in the sign of Capricorn, then it is more psychological in nature. But definitely, this is a time where you would doubt your morality, or you would experience a personal transformation when it comes to religion, when it comes to, something related to spirituality. This Mercury is the lord of the sixth house and the ninth house. This is a time which can be conflicted, or you may be involved in some conflict, some legal battles as well, but you're going to grow out of it. This is showing that your fortune is going to stick with you when it comes to such a thing. Other than this, since Saturn is the lord of your first and the second house, going into the third house, your own presence, your self efforts, your communication, and a little bit of money is going to be required to settle up your disputes or settle up your complications with either travel or legalities or anything related to money and business and career. Okay, this is definitely a time you'll be much involved into studies, and especially studies or knowledge related to finances, related to business, how to run a business, or also related to spiritual subjects. Just a second, I think I lost my headphones battery. Just 1 second. Now, next we have the sign of Aquarius. For Aquarius individuals, Virgo is transiting in the eighth house. Whenever Virgo transits in the eighth house, that means a person is very keen on having some secret communication. Something sudden, like they are not very positive or very open to sudden changes, although this is something that comes about in their life. This Mercury is the lord of your eighth house and the lord of your fifth house. There can be a sudden change that to come about in terms of your love life. Suddenly, a sudden change, like a sudden breakup, could be there, a sudden detachment from the other person could be there, and even a suddenness of something, like a sudden investment gain, or a sudden problem that has arisen in front of you. That could even be there. Now, since the fifth lord is going into the eighth house, but it has dignity because it also rules the eighth house, this means that you will have a little bit of complications and a little bit of tensions in your mind, but they are going to get resolved. This is your time to secretly just plan to organize how to deal with all the complications that are affecting your mind. At the same time, you have the lords of your 12th house and your first house going in the second house. That means there are some expenses that you have to bear, which you won't want to bear, but unwillingly you would have to experience some expenses so as to maybe settle down a conflict. That's what you require. That's what it shows me. So it's like you trying to become as budgetary as possible, as calculative with money as possible. But for some reason, since your Rahu has been in the first house, for some reason, things are being interacted in such a way that they are creating the expenditure. The expenditure is necessary and has to be done. And that's the reason which will also give you the motivation to be attracted towards your work more efficiently than ever. So this is your time where you're going to be brutally honest, you're going to learn the value of finances, and you're going to learn that which people need my attention and whom I should take out of my life. So this is a very life lesson learning kind of time because of this Mercury's presence in the eighth house. This Mercury would also make you consider the options related to your inheritance and options related to your hidden wealth or joint assets or fixed assets with a spouse, right? And for the support, your family, either your family or your in-laws, can be supportive, or you might require their support on some things, right? And on the other hand, this is also a time where like it is a love oriented time, but love with your own self, finding your own interests, finding more about yourself. I think, like, since I can see this pattern, I think Aquariuses are on the journey to understand things within themselves, present in themselves. Like, for example, with this Mercury, there can be a sudden problem or sudden conflict that might arise. Like, for example, regarding a property, you know that you did have the skills to deal with such situations calmly, composedly, and calculatively. But till now, nothing, has ever come in your life, and you have not seen this side of yours. So this time is here so as to motivate you to explore that side of yours. So explore the hidden self of yours. Okay. Now, next we have Pisces. Pisces individuals, Mercury is in the seventh house in the sign of Virgo. It is also the lord of the fourth house. There can be some criticalness, from the mother towards the spouse. So your mother could have an involvement towards, within your marriage, or it means that your comforts, your luxury, your anything that makes you feel comfortable, any penny that you might spend additional, on feeling comfortable, feeling secure, that will go towards your partner. This is a time to pamper your partner, because your partner can be highly critical of you, like, don't do this for me, you don't do that for me, so you need to do that. But it is a time that is showing me that there are a lot of expectations that you have from your partner and your partner has from you, and now it's the time to be vocal about it. It's the time where you will be said that, yes, you are not doing enough for me, so I need you to take care of me, I need you to do certain things for me. And this is something financial in nature, this is something practical in nature. So the Saturn and Mercury opposition is creating a sense of either a joint business that you might start with your partner, a partnership that you might start with your partner, or else it's just that there are a lot of expectations that your partner has from you. Now they are going to be vocal about it and you will have to deal with them, right? But I do see there can be a significant change in your home or the structure of the home, because of which you will have to make a huge expenditure. And that huge expenditure is also like, because of that, you're going to act very like budgetary. You'll have to act very miser, try to save as much as money that you can. So things like this are being viewed here. Now, Mercury is being aspected by Saturn, which is the lord of the 11th house and 12th house. That means some gains are coming towards you. At the same time, some losses are also coming towards you. But this is your time to learn about whom you should associate yourself with, and how are you entitled to receive some recognition, and how do you have to make expenditures. Most of the expenditures are going to go towards your health and towards your own self. But definitely, your wisdom, your intelligence is coming from the other people, from your association with others. And that is going to make you learn the intelligence and the wisdom that is required out of these situations. And there's a Pap Katri Yoga between in the seventh house, since we have Venus, Ketu, Sun in the sixth, and we have Mars ahead of it. So definitely relationship is not something which is going to be healthy right now. So a little bit struggle is definitely there. But one thing I would suggest, have clear communication, clear and straightforward. The more you do clear conversations, the more better it would become. Now, next we have the sign of Aries. For Aries individuals, the transit of Mercury is happening in the sixth house, with the support of Saturn being the 10th and the 11th lord in the 12th house. Now, Mercury is the lord of the third and the sixth. That means there are some conflicts that you have to deal with. There are some debates that you have to deal within your workspace or within your relatives. So, this is a vocally, brutally honest time that you are going to experience. At the same time, this is when you clear your debts, when you are acting quite calculative, and you are giving away your debts and getting done with them once and for all, because that might have given you a lot of burden over your mind. But now, I do think that your energy is falling back into the place and giving you the precision, giving you the direct association of dealing with it. And career, your society, even your social circle can help you do that. But definitely a time of recognition, of improvement within your work structure and your work nature. So even if previously you were not that adjusting when it comes to your career dynamics, you will try to adjust and balance as much as you can, right? There's a lot of learning that I see, there's a lot of researching that I see by the ways of social media at the same time. Now we have the sign of Taurus. For Taurus individuals, Mercury is in the fifth house. Whenever we see Mercury in the fifth house, that means a person is being quite youthful and quite involved in gossips and communications. So, Mercury in the fifth house also gives you interest into speculations, shares, gambling. So, this is the month where you might involve yourself there as well. And that's the reason I see there's good amount of money coming ahead. If not this, the money might come from investments or your investment into the right career. Because right now you're going through a major transformation in your life. And this transformation definitely is going to bring about a lot of changes in regards of your career, right? This Saturn is the lord of the ninth and the 10th coming into the 11th house. That means you would require to learn something. Even Mercury being the second and the fifth lord means that this is your chance to learn something, learn how to manage finances, learn how to build a wealth using like multiplying the wealth, and at the same time seeking support of higher knowledge or even a mentor. But definitely you are not, feeling as if you are being given the recognition as per your potential. So you're requiring to get a change, you're requiring for a better position within your work, within your expertise, right? Now next we have the sign of Gemini. Now for Gemini individuals, Mercury is transiting in the fourth house. There is a concept attached with Mercury. Wherever Mercury goes, the impatience come there. The need to bring in some significant change, some exciting change comes there. Since it's a very youthful, young, prince like planet, so coming into the fourth house means that you want to change something about yourself. You want to bring in a change within yourself. You want to be in isolation. You want to learn a lot of things through books. You want to have so many books and read about them. And using them, you need to bring in change within yourself and even within the dynamics of your home. So, this again, this axis happening in the fourth and 10th house, there's a significant change that you might expect in regards of your career and in regards of your knowledge. So, Saturn being the lord of the 8th and the 9th house, coming into the 10th house, aspecting Mercury, the lord of the first and fourth. That means that you're just feeling attracted towards, spirituality, towards deeper stuff, deeper knowledge, deeper research. This research can even be about money, money matters, or even law, right? There is a lot of criticism that is coming about from others, from your career space. So, the lessons that you have learned about your social presence, now you're going to use them into something beautiful. And when Mercury is in the fourth house, people just love you see those bloggers, you see those vlogs that people show regarding their home, having a very pleasant childlike time within their home, enjoying the best time within their home. That's what this shows. This shows that your communication, your intelligence is going within your home. This is the time where you are settling all the disputes and everything. Even if there has been any problem, any argument, or any opposition within your home, you're trying to deal with it now because you have learned your lesson with Saturn, right? So your social presence also comes with this Mercury and Saturn opposition. And somehow you would feel lucky. You would feel fortunate that things are working out for you now, right? And your personality is going to be a major part of this research, of this change that is going to come about with your career, right? Now, next we have the sign of Cancer. For Cancer individuals, Mercury is coming into the third house. You're going to improve your skills. You might have been interested into so many things, but now you'll be like that I am going to find what is my direction in life and then work upon it. This also shows that there could be a significant travel that is coming your way, maybe a foreign travel, overseas travel, either for leisure or for work, or even to meet and greet the family, right? So, and since we also are coming very close to the festive season, now this Mercury is the lord of your 12th and your third house. For those with a Cancer ascendant, if you are planning to buy a home or buy a business overseas, this is your time. Trust me, this is your time. Since this Mercury also receives the aspect of the 7th and the 8th, being retrograde in the 9th, that means you're going to get the support either from your in-laws, or you're going to get support from partnership. So a partnership business or a partnership maybe learning can be on the papers. And even purchase of a business or purchase of a property could also be there. And since we have Sun, Venus, Ketu in the second house at the same time, you might want to sell some jewelry of yours. That is also something I'm getting. Like some change in your fixed assets, in your possessions is also going to come about. Right? So overall, it's a good time to start something new and to bring in a change, to explore the market, to explore your knowledge as well. Okay. Now, next we have the sign of Leo. So Leos are already struggling with a lot of things like their personal self, their choices, and with the people they have been associating themselves. Now they are having Mercury in the second house. Now it's like that after being all about yourself, now you have thought, or you have now you just circumstances came that way that now your attention is much needed regarding the finances. Your attention is needed towards your family. Your family is going to criticize you for your choices, and that would be the reason why you're going to now you know handle the complications that you have ignored in the past. And since you also have Ketu in the ascendant, this Ketu is going to make you deal with everything. This is going to make you deal with all the problems, all the things that you have ignored intentionally, unintentionally, or out of fear. Now, this Mercury in the second house can turn out to be good in terms of finances. It can give you opportunities, massive opportunities in regards of finances, in regards of growth, in regards of business as well. At the same time, you have Saturn being the lord of the 6th and the 7th in the 8th house. Some dispute, some legal matter, or something of that sort, or maybe if your inheritance factor was going on, that could come to an end. That could come to a resolution or settlement at the same time. This is a time to build good wealth, good wealth. Mercury and Saturn, when come in opposition, you take your skills, you take your communication, your marketing skills, and you take your profession, you take your hard work, and you gel them together. So you earn skill-based money. But of course, since second and eighth house, definitely you'll have to manage your finances. You'll have to manage your insurances, everything associated with the second and the eighth axis. Nothing you can ignore now. Everything needs your attention, and you would require to be there. You cannot move away from there. Okay. Now, next we have the sign of Virgo. For Virgo individuals, Mercury is coming into the first house, and that is exalted. But sometimes exalted Mercury in the first house can confuse you a lot. This is the time you want to beautify yourself. You want to look young. So you are going to maybe go for the gym, maybe try and follow a good routine when it comes to your eating patterns, your whole routine of food, work and everything. You're going to become practical. This is the time you will take the hold of everything. Take the hold of instability in your life. Be the in charge of everything and sort everything down. Your partner is going to be supportive of you. Your children, even your relatives are going to be, your extended family is going to be supportive of you, and they are going to support your idea. This is the time where all the ideas that you have in surrounding in your mind, you're going to collect them all and put them into a direction that could make you start a business as well, because this Mercury is the lord of your 10th coming into the first house, and it is the lord of the first house as well. So you will creatively express yourself, you would learn some knowledge, right? At the same time, exploring different options and choosing one direction. And your partner is going to support you with that, right? And you can also expect a significant change within your career towards the growing side. Your lessons, that there has to be the lessons from the others, from everyone you encounter. Now, these lessons are going to be used supportively to grow. At the same time, you have to take care of your health. Your health issues have alarmed you or started your concern with with dealing with your health in a better way by following good routine and good nutrition, right? Now, next we have the sign of Libra. For Libra individuals, Mercury is in the 12th house. The 12th lord and the ninth lord going into the 12th house. Many of the Libra people are going to travel. If you are a Libra individual, you are planning to travel for education, this is the time which would allow you to do that. But be careful of any legalities, be careful of any negligence or confusion or carelessness from your end towards any legal matter, any documentation, and um anything related to that. Okay, so be careful with that. Apart from this, Saturn is in the 6th house retrograde, the lord of the 4th and the 5th house. Definitely calls for education, achievement through education, or even repetition of competitive exams for some people because of lack of concentration. But this Mercury exalted can help you with that concentration. It can enhance your concentration, but definitely travel and traveling for settlement is very, very prominent in your chart. For some people, they are going to travel for settling up. For some people, it's just general travel. At the same time, you would want to learn, you would want to write a lot of things, learn and write them. You would want to learn about technology, technical changes, connect with a lot of new people. And all these new people that you're going to interact with at this point of time are actually going to be the ones you are being connected, are being connected in the past life. These are all the souls from your past life who are coming in this life and now being connected with you, now helping you explore your dynamics with work, profession, travel, learning, and whatnot. Okay, guys. So this was my analysis about Mercury's transit in the sign of Virgo. I hope this helps and gives you good insights. We'll see you with the next video. Bye-bye. Take care.